Good evening, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. Mahavatar TV welcomes you all to 21 Days Free Holistic Wellness Program, and it's day 16. And before commencing the session, my great pranamas to Guruji Rangnath sir, and my sincere pranamas to Brahmashri Patriji, and my sincere great pranamas to Mahavatar Babaji. So this is day 2. Like yesterday, we learned more about from the book You Forever, part 1, and today we are going to finish up the rest of that, and this part 2. So yesterday we have learned so much, we gained so much knowledge regarding the aura, the etheric bodies, and the molecules. Like there are molecules everywhere in the universe, and even in ourselves and all. So we learn how the electricity generating creates a kind of magnetic field, and how we are able to receive the waves from the universe and all, right? So from the history and all, even from the past, and also those all information we have learned yesterday. And today we'll be learning more about the other topics. And let me start. So yesterday is like in all the 30 chapters I have discovered the first 15, and now the rest 15 I'll be discussing. Okay. And if you have any questions and all, you can ask at the end. So let's get started. So Lobsang Rampa, the Tibetan monk, he's telling like he's talking about the fear. So fear is the only thing that can hold anybody, or even it is the thing that can drag anybody backwards. So all of us have certain fears, like fear to dark, fear to snakes, fear to ghosts, something like that. And sometimes we have a feeling like we can't do particular things for no reason. We don't know the reason, but from inside we will be getting a kind of fear, like to do something, right? Sometimes. So those kind of fears are most active when it is in your subconscious mind. We don't even know that, because subconscious mind carries the memories even from the past lives and all, even when we were like a babies, even when we were in the mother's womb and all. So we don't get introduced even to the fear like through our mind, but we have that fear because it is in subconscious mind, and we don't even know that it is in subconscious mind, right? So fear here, Lobsang Rampa is telling, fear is such a terrible thing that corrodes our intellect. So it abstracts our intellect from thinking beyond, right? So it is a kind of disease. So he's telling, the Lobsang Rampa is telling, like, to get rid of fear, we need to dig down and find it. So why I'm feeling particularly in this kind, why I'm having fear? Say for example, we have a relative from our family, and think that she's a lady, and if she is like very close to us and very loving and caring to us, and at some point after she has vacated her body, if she seems like a ghost, then why should we worry about that, right? So why should we fear for the ghost is nothing but the etheric body shown, right? So Lobsang Rampa is telling, you don't have to fear because you know her before. She's like loving, caring, and why do you care now, like to get fear? So dig in that and see, and look at the face of the fear. Then you'll get rid of the fear. Fear is that something you have to tackle with, deal with, and know why you're making fear. So there are some kind of reservations that we make, like we have some kind of religious beliefs, like in religions they say like without bathing do not pray, like those things. Certain kind of things we get fear for those kind of things. Oh, I have prayed without taking shower, like that. So do not get fear. Think what is the logic behind that. Think what is causing that, and what are the religions, beliefs, and all. So depending upon the race, and we'll say like females don't go in the dark outside and all those things, right? So depending upon the race, depending upon the religions, and your family background influences you, and some there are some things like in the families happen, like they celebrate few festivals and they don't celebrate few festivals. They get a kind of fear. If unfortunately if something happened while celebrating a festival, then they'll make a thing, like they create a thing like, because of doing that kind of thing it happened the bad, so if we do again it may happen the bad. So those kind of fears, think it logically, dig into that and see why why it is causing you fear. So that's the reason Lobsang Rampa was telling, do not fear, and you have to face the fear and think logically. And we have come to the earth for some purpose, so let us learn the lessons for which we came to learn. So many people, like while astral travel and all, they'll say like, I have left my body down, and what if somebody will occupy that? So not nobody can occupy that. Before somebody came, you'll get an alarm and you'll be back. So yeah, so he's telling like, forget about the fear and enjoy, and do learn lessons, because we are here on the earth planet from the spirit world. So we will be very in temporary, that's like very limited time. So our main purpose is to learn lessons and experience. So he's telling like, instead of frightening and getting fear and all, and instead of abstracting your growth and development, just get rid of the fear and keep on learning the lessons. So fear, and even in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna said, fear is the main reason for any kind of bad things you are doing. So fear is the main thing. So get rid of the fear. Even Sri Krishna told that. So, and Lobsang Rampa is talking about the dreams. So you know dreams, right? We get dreams, like we get information, some kind of knowledge, and even sometimes dreams are like, we feel we get satisfied, like we are knowing some kind of information, but when we come out, we doesn't understand what it was. While dreaming, it seems like everything logical, but while we come out of the dream, we don't even remember a few things, right? So that is because of unconsciousness in the dreams. So dreams in one form or the other, it happens to everybody. So based on upon dreams, the fortune tellers tell the fortunes of the people, and some say just it's nothing, but it's just an imagination of mine. So we'll see what it is. So dreams are actually the windows into another world, right? So few have solutions to the problems after they woke up from sleep. So they say like, when you have a problem and you need a solution, before sleep, think about that thoroughly, and then go to bed. So when you work up, sometimes we get the solutions that we can solve very easily, instead of depending upon others else, or instead of searching and all. So that is the immediate thing we get in our minds, like through dreams. So that is the easiest way to ask yourself. It is just so you can ask yourself, is it an imagination or is it an astral travel? So you learned about the astral travel, and we have experienced yesterday like how the astral travel looks like, right? So we have experienced that kind of tremendous feeling. So if you see things with greater clarity, and the colors are like very bright, we have like few colors on the earth, like there are like many more colors in the universe. So that's telling like, if the colors are very clear, and you have a greater clarity what you have dreamt, and if you often see your face, if you often see some faces like loved one, or if we have a strong impression, then it is an astral travel. So that's how you can differentiate if it is an astral travel or an imagination, right? So you many people do astral travel, they don't know that they're doing astral travel, that's unconsciously, that they think that is a dream. But if you learn and practice and do consciously, it's an astral travel. This is the only difference, the thin margin that differentiates the conscious thing you do is an astral, and unconscious thing you do is a dream. So sometimes you may notice, for example, we can tell, so in our family members or outside friends, take a group of them, or at least take two persons, and who were angry before, like every time fighting, arguing. If you take two persons, they're like arguing and fighting each other. And suddenly, and another next day, they appears like they're not angry before, they're not enemies before, and they turn up suddenly to be friendly all of a sudden. What do you think that might happen to them to for such drastic change? So that means they have discussed in the astral world about the solution and agreement and how they need to be. So that could be the reason. And so when you get past, probably contacting akashic records, and sometimes we feel migraine, because that is also an astral travel, which our body is like vibrating at much higher rate than we do in physical. So those are the reasons, like you can differentiate. So dreams are nothing but, if you do consciously, it's an astral travel. If not, it's a dream. That's what Lobsang Rampa is explaining about. And the next thing is about the recreation. So all life is electrical in origin, right? So every life is electrical in origin. We learned yesterday, we have our brain generates electricity. Our whole the body is suppressed with electricity. The water and the other chemicals, they all together react and form kind of electricity in our whole body system, right? So these electricity within us causes secretions. So if we send these secretions and chemicals into more quickly, then what happens? The tissue cannot absorb, because the crystals with sharp edges will cause considerable pain. So since the tissues are not ready to absorb the speed of the secretions and chemicals that the brain is sending into the muscles. So for example, if you bend this limb like this, there's a kind of electricity that brain generates to the muscle. It triggers, it stimulates the muscle, right? So and that time there's a kind of crystal thing. It the crystal, there's like huge amount of energy that's sent all of a sudden. So then form like a crystal kind of sharp edges that causes pain. So we have to wait for a day or two until the crystals has been observed and the fibers of muscles are set free, so to slide smoothly. So that is the rheumatism, arthritis people suffer. So there's a lot kind of secretions sent all of a sudden to the muscle where the crystals are not absorbed into the tissue. So they create a sharp kind of edge, and that's the reason why they get the pain. So Lobsang Rampa is telling, like, the crystal dissolves, then we become. So if the crystal dissolves, then the pain is gone. So the electric current, see, we don't even imagine these things, right? So the electric current produced in the brain, it fades up, and we can't do anything until we have a proper rest. So everything is like electricity producing. That's why he was so clearly mentioning about the electricity, the chemicals, all these things. So in that case, what we need to do is, like, we need to recreate ourselves by going for a walk or listening to the music or reading a book or gardening, some other thing you have to do, because the logic mind behind is that using our nerves and other muscles, we are actually drawing the surplus, the extra charges of neural electricity from the muscles to overstress to relaxation. So that is how he was explaining, like, how do we need to recreate. So if you do a lot of work with one hand, then you have to surplus that electricity down. So you have to make sure that body gets distributed to the other parts so that the pain gets relieved. So for that, we need to do some walking or listening to the music, so reading a book or gardening, something like that. And he was telling few experiences that other people experience. In We have learned yesterday about the aura and all, right? And we have learned like the etheric, the aura and all. So he's sharing few experiences, like other parts of the world, the people, they experience seeing the aura and all. So there was a young girl in Australia. She's having the powers of clairvoyance, but she hid her abilities from relatives because they might be thinking, is she gone mad or is she suffering from any disorder, something like that. And there was also a very talented lady from Yugoslavia. So where our author Lobsang Rampa, he took permission from her. Like they keep on sending their letters to Lobsang Rampa. Like so few people, like there are so many people that send messages to them him. So they were say this lady from Yugoslavia. She was sharing her experience to him, and where our Lobsang Rampa asked her, took her permission to quote this into this book. So she was telling, like, when she stood before the old church, she saw a wonderful light around the church. Yesterday we learned like there is aura for human bodies, right? But there is aura for the churches also. So there she saw a wonderful light around the wood and all. So soul of building she saw, and she saw aura at sunset times, and she saw aura around the singing bird that is pleasantly singing, and she saw the intense light in all creatures. She saw aura around the dog, around the cat, etc. And so when this lady, she was 18 years old, what happened one night is like before going to bed, she switched off her light, and all of a sudden she was looking in the mirror, and she switched off the light, and she saw a blue and golden color flame around her, like in the mirror. It was like glowing. Then she thought some fire caught her, and she just ran away to her prayer. She got frightened and she ran away to her parents, and their parents came, and they didn't see anything in the light. But when she turned off the light again, then the parents saw, and they were like worried. They didn't know this aura, and also they got worried, what is happening to her. And then they came to know like this golden place around is something like extraordinary powers that they could see. So she saw, they all saw the golden flames, and then she started looking to other people auras, and she used to see the auras, the colors and all, and she was like learning more about that. And what happened, it was like there was a war happening in the Nazi regime war. So the war people actually, so they took her, and they prisoned her because believing that she had some kind of information, and they prisoned her. And she also saw, like, when bombers went over them, she saw like other people auras were they were flickering, and they got very frightened and all. So what she did is, like, from inside the prison, she used to pray for all of them, and she used to encourage them, like, be happy, be happy. If you frighten, then you will be dead. Be happy, be happy. And she changed all the vibrations around there, and every person there was like happy, and they were not frightened. And even the jail people, the prison and the jail people, what they did is they threw her outside because she's changing everybody. And instead of frightening, like, they're getting so much confident and they're feeling happy. And also they just throw her from the prison. And then she was explaining, see, if you have free frightened or fear, then we all used to be dead, because you're not frightened. And we change the vibration that they couldn't do us anything, and they just let them free. So that's what she was telling, and that's a beautiful experience that she was sharing, that do not be feared and do not be frightened for anything, because we came to the earth planet just only to learn the lessons and experience the experiences, right? So that's what uh, we had a good experience. And and after that, our author Lobsang Rampa, he's telling about the Akashic records. So Akashic records is like we can travel back, so along the history that has happened upon this world, not only on this world, but other worlds also. So the matter, that is the nature of energy, is indestructible. So nobody can destroy us, the matter. So it goes on forever and forever and forever. So they are everywhere, the waves, the electrical waves are indestructible. So even there are light waves, they reach us from far distance in the universe. So some of the stars from which we see receive light, so it takes like millions of years even. So from the stars light to reach to our planet Earth, it may take millions of years. And in middle, by the after the in middle, the stars may collide and they may have disappeared, but even the light passes on. So he's telling like the stars send the light and they may have disappeared, but even the light goes on. So even so long, like before this world or even or before the universe got created. So he's telling, and if we are out of our body, we will be like the receptor of the waves, and we don't have to speed up or slow down the vibrations in ourselves to access those waves. And so we can see the history like from the past. That's what he's telling, the akashic record. So to be accessible to the akashic record, we have our minds should be very calm and peaceful, and we should be out of our body, like astral travel and all, going to the subconscious mind and all. Uh, we can view the akashic records. That's what he's telling. And the telepathy, so tranquil head state. So they are like different receptors, areas of brain, like here and here and here. So for example, when you're listening to the music, and if somebody is hopping or jumping or screaming around you, you can't enjoy your music, right? So either you will turn off the music or shout at them to stop making disturbances, or you may request them to stop all this nonsense, right? So they are the so he's saying like these are the things that corresponding roughly to halo. This halo is this part. The halo is this part that picks up the telepathic waves. So they can it will pick up all sort of impressions. So there are radio waves of other people. So for example, in movies we see two identical twins. You may have noticed, even if you see in real life, but I saw in the movies like identical twins are nearly always in contact with each other, no matter how far or close they are physically. So the reason because is they came from the single cell and from the single egg. So their brains are alike, a pair of matched radio receivers or transmitters. So that is one example, and he's telling the telepathy you can the our brain picks up from the halo part of the region. So here from here the telepathic waves and all. And for that you can for that to practice, I'm gonna tell you some method. So he told the method, Lobsang Rampa. He is like we can practice telepathy so with other person. For example, if you want to practice telepathy with another person, take a picture of that person, okay? And at the same time you both plan talking to each other, like, okay, at particular time I'm going to start doing telepathy to you, holding your picture before me, and visualize, and so that that person also will get ready and start doing it. So that you can experiment this, right? If somebody says something, if we experiment only, we will know like or we will get to learn like how to do properly, right? So visualize that person is in front of you, standing right before you, and ask that person to talk something, start talking, and and the person will start talking, right? You're visualizing, so you try to answer to that person what is asking or what is talking. You build up a conversation. So try do it like 2 or 3 conversations, build it up. And you should do this with and this practice you have to do with kind of perseverance and faith, so that you can accomplish. And after that you both contact each other through calling phone each other or something, and discuss like what you have asked and what you have thought. So if that strikes, if the person says like that, and that person did the same thing, and that means it is working. For example, if it is not working, then keep on practice, have some faith and keep on practice, so that one day you can accomplish and you will witness the power of telepathy. And from then you can practice and practice, and so you can collect the other radio waves, you can read the other mind, all these things. So but remember one thing, like we shouldn't use telepathy to harm others. So it is like inexorable laws of metaphysics. So as you can't have both the light and darkness at the same time in the same place, we shouldn't never do telepathy to harm others. It is only like doing telepathy for knowing the knowledge or knowing information, like that. So that's what Lobsang Rabba was telling about. And he's talking about the emotions. So emotions, as we think, so we are. So if we sow a seed, the same tree comes up, right? If you sow an almond tree, the almond comes up. So if we he's telling like, don't think too much of miseries or sadness, because it can bring complaints to your organs or glands. Like for example, if you think more of sadness, of more of misery, then the liver or gallbladder gets the problems. And he's telling like brain generates a high current of electricity that floods throughout the body, right? So if it generates high rate of electricity that's flooding into the body, where will that go? It directly hits the organs, right? It penetrates to the organs and the glands. So do not make yourself like more like extreme emotions, whether it is good or bad. Do not be like in extreme emotion and all. You shouldn't be like that. So what happens for sadness, we knew. And if a person is very highly excited, and he should not be forced to eat. So these kind of emotions that are extreme, so they bring complete chemical changes or reactions in the body, so that will affect the organs of the body. So that's how the people become ill health and all. So we have to be more cautious regarding emotions and all. So whenever we feel we are worried or sad, just take a deep breath, and just think like what to do next and all, and just get rid of those emotions and all as soon as possible. So anything carrying too much, it will worsen our health and worsen our other abilities also. So that's what Rampa was telling. So and my personal experience, what I felt is like, see, sometimes when it is raining, if you're in a nice happy mood, we feel like all blessings are that's showering on us. And if you're sad, we feel like all the drops are from my eyes itself, right? I experienced that. So nothing to worry, because um, we don't have worries like throughout the 100 years, right? They come and go. So why should we get upset for those temporary things and all, right? So if you feel any kind of irritated or sadness, come be in the present thing, and take a deep breath, and take another, and take another, and realize that worries are not forever, and we have to keep our mind open. And if we keep on thinking about miseries, we will not be able to receive telepathically or nor clairvoyantly, right? The power of mind is essential. Like there are certain laws in nature that makes possible to anyone to have their desire. Like if you are desiring to money, if you are desiring to success, or whatever you want, you can manifest, right? So, but you need to know like what do you really want. For example, if you want to have a nice tasty food, then you should know, you should have the clarity. You shouldn't feel like I want money, for that I want job. So I want, see, for eating you're giving so many desires, like you want a job so that you can earn money, so that you can eat a food. It's not like that. Make a kind of clarity. If you want to eat proper food, just just have a desire like I want a proper tasty food. So do not go chain like that. So whatever you want exactly, make a clarity of that. So that makes your desire come true. So that is the power of mind, the power of subconscious mind. And to make your subconscious mind know what you want, repeat it 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night, so that when you repeat 3 times a day, the subconscious mind understands it, and it is a big memory, and it will keep in the memory. And if you give a proper try with a good clarity and all, then you will achieve it. That's what he's telling you. So first decide what you want, and have enough clarity. Do not jump, do not jump or change your wants. Have one want. You may have so many wants. I'm telling, for example, if you have a want, have enough clarity, and you must visualize it. Picture that in your mind. Start giving. Start giving in order to receive. So if you're dreaming, if your want is to earn money, start giving money, small amount at least. Start giving money, helping others, and read your statement at least 3 times a day, and you will drive a thought to subconscious. And subconscious mind is like 9/10 of your mind, which is 9 times clever than you. So the logical thinking, the conscious mind is only 1/10, but the subconscious mind is 9/10, so 9 times clever than you, right? So that's what he's telling. I'll finish up in 5 more minutes, masters. Okay. And the law of karma, the cause and effect. So, you know, right? As we sow, shall we reap. So, if you show kindness, goodness, and compassion to those who are in need, that goodness will show up onto you by someone or somewhere. So and in the same, similarly, if you show bad deeds to others, the same will repeat as bad future to you, right? So if a person is suffering, means there are various factors. The person could be evil, so maybe the terrible sinner in the past life. Or if the person reacts in to check to see the person, if reacts in hardships, or it could be the process of refining from suffering, the wheel of life, all these things. So the higher entities, avatars, come down to earth to accomplish certain tasks. So like, for example, Lord Vishnu, he brings truth to religion to mankind, right? And Jesus also, he wandered in the wilderness, and Spirit of Christ descended and filled body of Jesus, actually. So that is also like walk-ins, the soul walk-ins, like just Lobsang Rampa had. So the and there is one bonus. Okay, let me tell. So, do you know some people can exempt from the law of karma? How? Do you have any idea? Okay, let me tell. Yes, karma is matter where we can escape. Actually, if we have debt, we pay it, right? If we do good to others, they must pay us back and do good to us, right? So to receive good, let us show good compassion and kindness to all creatures. That is the formula. Okay. So from now onwards, we shall do only good, compassion, and kindness to all creatures. So because we are in debt, they will pay it. They will pay for us, right? So we will get back all the goodness only. So that is the simple formula that Lobsang Rampa is explaining. And death is not really a time for sorrow. So if somebody dies, we shouldn't feel sorrow. We shouldn't cry, because the feelings and all will be dragging them down to the earth. So they have passed on. In fact, to say the earth is like a kind of hell. We don't have any hell after we dead. It's our subconscious mind judges like where we have to be, and it takes accordingly. But the hell is like is only on the earth planet. So if we die, we are going to good, wonderful, beautiful world. So we don't have to worry. Even if we die, or if some known persons die, we shouldn't worry. It's just dragging them down to earth. That's what Lobsang Brahma is telling. And he's explaining how the death happened. So when a person dies, physiological function slows down and then stops. And after brain death, other organ dies. So the body becomes colder after he After he last breath is exhaled through teeth itself, and the heart stops, and then finally the heart stops permanently. This is how he's explaining it, how a person is declared as dead. And what happened next is, for 3 next days, astral body is in contact with the decaying physical. So it witnesses the body is dead, and slowly the silver cord gets cut, and finally the astral body is free to go. So there is a second death, and before that, person goes to hall of memories, and the person judge himself or herself, and after seeing there, they'll go to another world that is most suitable for that person. And the second death is absolutely painless, and he's telling, like it all, like they do not go to hell. Hell is only on the earth, so you don't have to worry about that. There's like more beautiful lokas out in the in the world. So that's what he's explaining. And so vibration, I was like amazed or wondered. So Lobsang Rampa was telling about a mantra, Om Mani Padmeham. Like Manidvipa Varnana. In that Manidvipa Varnana is like Om Mani Padmeham. So I was like stunned when I saw this Sanskrit mantra. He was telling the word, but it is it's a word like that turns to mantra if we say on. So I was like, so I felt so happy that Tibetan monk was telling about this. Of course, Buddhism is also from Hindus only, right? So the Buddha was a Hindu, right? Or they knew Sanskrit. And so I was like stunned to see this mantra in that book. So he's telling like, so vibrations are so powerful, and a few names are powerful. And to have fantastic strength, one must say words Om Mani Padmeham. So that is the thing. He's telling, he's guide suggesting us. So I repeat that mantra. You may make a note of that. Om Mani Padme Hum. That is the word. So if you keep on chanting, it gives you the vibrations, gives you a fantastic strength. So he's telling that. So rules for right living. So he has given few rules for right living. I mean, sorry, and he gave like 7 rules. So I'll tell each one. And do as you would be done. That means if some persons can't accept your purity of thought or action, then keep free of that person's presence. And he's saying, like, do not judge others. If people are completely pure or completely innocent, then they couldn't stay on this earth, right? So good teachings. So he's So that is the second one. Do not judge others. And so people in glass house shouldn't throw stones. That's what he's saying. So and the third one is be punctual in all that you do. So be punctual in all that you do. So people plan to do things, and there is time and place to do anything. So don't make others to wait for you. They may be feeling bad, something like that. Do not play with others like that. So be punctual in all that you do. So, and the fourth one is, do not argue about the religion, nor scoff at the beliefs of others. So he say, like, do not argue about the religion. It's none of our business. And the fifth one is like, keep to your own religion and show complete tolerance to those who are different religions. So we have to respect each other. Every person have their own beliefs and their own family background and all. It's irrelevant to us to judge or jump into their things, and it's creating like more karma and all. The more we be like conscious, the more better, right? So why to unnecessarily touch all those things? So keep to your own religion and show complete tolerance to those who are of different religion. So the sixth one is refrain from dabbling in magic. He's saying like refrain from dabbling in magic. And he's saying like refrain from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. Like intoxication, the is like it it dulls your aura, and thus intoxication is not good. So so it impacts your mind, your thinking and all. So he's telling like be away from intoxicating drinks and drugs. That causes also your health problem and all, right? So damages your health and all. So he's telling be away from that. And the last thing is like we are really two people, like the conscious thing and the subconscious mind. The conscious is logic, the subconscious is it doesn't think or judges or nothing. It is just a memory that it's just a memory from few lives, right? So conscious mind has reason and logic, but no memory, whereas subconscious can't use reason and has no logic. Sometimes these two will be like fighting each other. So no power of discrimination, but has memory. So everything that has happened to person in subconscious mind, even things happen before birth, are written in subconscious mind, and through hypnosis by trained person, that memory can be released. So you have to be like being in the present, thinking all these good things, and getting rid of all the bad habits and all. If you do it consciously to your mind, that gets stored in the subconscious mind, then that will be your future, right? So to have a good proper future, do only good things. So that's what Lobsang Rampa is telling. And if any person is eating meat, you may tell them like, do not eat meat because meat is not good, or you are like you're hurting some other being, some other lives, right? So do not eat meat and all, but do not force them to stop, because that will be again karma to you. And also just do good, and so that you will get good. That's what Lobsang Rampa is telling. And that's all the explanation about you forever, like yesterday and today. So if you have any questions, masters, please come back. Yes, masters, you have any questions or everything is clear? Thank you, Venu Garu. You may come up and talk. Yeah.
Ma'am,
We'll
yesterday you
have
said that you'll be telling one thing today.
telling one thing today, yesterday. Okay. Do you know
Like,
what it is?
yeah, I know. Patriji sir got enlightened by reading
Oh
this
yeah,
book.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pallaviji. My mind is like only on that book. It is not going beyond that. I don't know that. Thank you so much for reminding me. Yeah, this You Forever is actually the book. After reading this book, our Brahmashri Patriji sir got enlightened. So this like our Rangnath sir, like Pallavi, me. I think Sundara is from 13th batch. Uh, so Pallavi and me, we were like from 12th batch. So now we are in 17th batch, right? So in 12th batch, Rangnath sir was telling about few book names, and he told like You Forever, one among them. So this is the first book I brought after joining Mahavatar Foundation. So this is the first book I brought, and so this is a wonderful book. It's like we don't know like human have so many powers. It was like old people, old generation people, they all know, but we didn't know because our parents and grandparents didn't tell, because they even don't know those things. So it's a wonderful book by Lobsang Rampa. So this is the book like our Rangnath sir was telling about, and I brought this book and read. And so this is the book Brahmashi got enlightened after reading this book. So thank you so much, Pallavi. And I would like to thank the universe and grandmasters and all you masters, and Lok Sangrampa for giving me this opportunity to share about that book. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions or you want to share your experience, please come forward. Um, yes, Vedavati garu.
This telepathy, how it works?
Telepathy, you listen again to my video. Telepathy is like there are waves. There are actually waves here, and
I,
we should be able to catch those waves. So, the being telepathy means we have to make ourselves calm, and the hollow part of the brain. If we turn to be a receptor, then we will receive those kind of waves. We need to practice for that. We need to practice. So at one day you practice. I told you an example, right? Practical example, like visualize a person, take a picture, visualize that the person is front of you, and start sending your thoughts like you're talking to that person, and you make an experiment, and you later call to that person and see, is that the thing you talk to me or something like that. If you practice, you will get that. Everything is like we
that
need a practice.
that what I understand is only when we are close, when we are friendly with each other, and if you are not meeting for a long time, or if he or she or me, not in contact with them for a long time, and
Mm.
that time it gets uh, that waves, and if that person
It's a kind of mind reading, not only
mind
like
it,
from the past or from far or
uh,
close person thing. It's the just
and
the mind reading kind thing.
see, you cannot make those waves to a person who's a enemy.
You see, you can make a
Only
phone call, right? Do you make a
no,
phone call? What is
acha,
telepathy? Tele means you make a phone call to the some other you will
not
make a
phone
phone call
call.
not only to a known person,
See,
right? Is it
telepathy.
like this?
See, once I heard Rangnath sir's class.
Mm.
And telepathy, no, it's not that you call them. You have to send your brain waves to that person. And if you are very close to
Not only
if
sending to
you are
that person,
friendly,
brain waves
mm,
automatically the waves gets created. We have an electricity kind of thing passing on, right? And
I know.
waves get created, and if we will be a receptor only, then we can receive those waves. Waves are everywhere. Like you have
Mm,
cosmic energy everywhere. When
all
you
that.
have thoughtless, you will receive the cosmic energy. It is the waves are also the same. If you turn to be a receptor only, then you will get that.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah. Practice that. Do an experiment. We'll practice and we'll see if it
and
is working.
that I have
Learn the
experienced many
theory.
times.
We learn the practical. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Sometimes you will see, right? You will have something in your mind, and your kids will do that.
Yeah, that
It's
I
telepathy.
have many times I have experienced. I
Yeah.
think of a person, mm, see,
They'll call
I'm
you
thinking of,
immediately, right?
immediately they'll
That
call.
is telepathy.
Ah, and no, that's what we have to be very close,
Yeah.
very friendly. It's to our heart. Then only it will happen. In the
because
same way,
because we will be able to think of that person only if we know, so
no,
that is the reason. But that
not only
things happen even beyond. If somebody, if you
sometimes it
want,
doesn't happen. See,
yeah.
for example, one
Okay,
lady.
finish up soon, Vedavati garu. We'll go for
Okay,
meditation and
next
all.
time, Saturday we will
No.
discuss.
You ask your question because you need to get clarified, right? So yeah, you can
See,
ask.
for example, one lady, she owes me a lot of money. When I call her, she doesn't pick up. Then when I message her, she doesn't reply. That type of cases you cannot send those telepathy waves.
Yeah, telepathy and all, we should be like in a calm, pleasant way.
Good
If we have
relationship.
worry, why that person
Mm.
is not calling, why that person is, if we have some worries, miseries, telepathy will not work.
No,
That's what
will
I
not
was
work.
telling.
Ah,
Yeah, that
that's what.
state of
It doesn't
feeling
work.
is
Ah,
important. That is the
ah,
reason sometimes we catch it, sometimes we don't catch it. That's
ah.
it.
That's what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah, yeah. The state
Only
of
when we
mind is
are
important.
in a good
Somebody is
relationship.
asking book link. Yeah, I will send it to you.
Yesterday you said you will send the PDF.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.